So, Darrell is the president of, I always have to say this thing, it's bakery, confectionery, tobacco workers, and grain millers,
Got it.
local 42.
Got it. Exactly.
Now, so this is an interesting union of all the workers that you cover, but you are talking specifically about the workers who work for Mondelez, which is this huge,
Monster.
huge
Mondelez.
Mondelez corporation that there are so many brands of different things that you no doubt buy, or if you don't buy, you at least see that you probably have no idea that it's all owned by one company. And I think just a few of them are Dentine, Oreos,
True.
Chips Ahoy.
Exactly.
Tell me more, tell me more. So it's lots and lots.
Saltines.
So lots and lots of stuff. Anyway, so the reason Darrell is here today is because Mondelez has become one of the maybe better known union busting, trying to bust unions, corporations, and there's a struggle that's going on with the plant that they own here in Atlanta. And 2 years ago, we had multiple programs talking about when they shut down plants in Chicago and shipped Oreo cookies to Mexico. So first we'll start with saying hello to Darrell and asking him to just give us a little update of what's happening to the workers in his local here in Atlanta.
Well, the workers here in Atlanta, in my plant, which we're located at 1400 Murphy Avenue, Mondelez, we're currently has been without a contract since February of 2016, and for a while the company, the union, International Union, has been had an agreement with the company to work with us under the same contract that we had until they could come to a mutual agreement for a new contract. So in 2016, the company put out a signing bonus of $2,000. They gave the International a certain time to agree to it for all the workers to receive, and if not, they threatened to take it off the table. Well, our International did not agree to it because certain factors was involved in it, which would unemploy other workers as well throughout other plant facilities that the BCT union workers work at. So then after that was taken off the table, I'd say probably 6 months or 8 months later, they came back with another proposal. They raised the signing bonus to $5,000. They gave us another, I guess, what you want to call it, expiration date, that if we didn't accept it, or our International didn't accept it, they would take it off the table. Well, that's been like, I say 2017. Now in 2018, in the month of April, they came back with, they said a last and final offer. We're going to go from $5,000, we're going to add an additional $10,000. And a lot of the new hires was happy about it until we explained to them that money's going to be taxed. You're only going to probably get $9,000 after you receive it. Then at the end of the year, you're going to get taxed again. So you're really not going to get no more than probably $1,000. And then the company, along with that, now there's a catch, the company wanted the workers to pay $1,200 deductible for health care if you're single, $3,000 if you have a family. They're going to make that money back within 3 months. So really, they're giving you a check that they're going to receive a check right back.
Darrell, can you explain to people who may not know the difference between a local union that's where the workers are working for a company and the international union, which is negotiating a contract for multiple places, right?
Right.
Can you explain how that works?
Well, we have 6 locations that are still in existence that union workers work at. But our international, they are one huge body of people that makes the best and final decision for not just one local or one state, but for everybody, so that it's a fair, everybody will receive a fair compensation. not just maybe Ohio or maybe New York or maybe Atlanta. We all want to get something that's fair and benefit for the whole body.
So it's not like Atlanta's trying to cut a separate deal. It's all everybody together.
Everybody together.
Like your T-shirt says.
Yes, unity. Yes, we're on a pattern contract. So whatever one state gets or one union gets, we all get the same thing. There's no difference.
I was about to add something here. There was a thing that was called whiplashing.
Yeah.
That was done.
Whipsawing.
Whipsawing, thank you. That was always done trying to get, this is when I was in the UAW as an auto worker, trying to get one plant to take a local agreement that was below what others did on some sort of promise that if they did that, then they would get work, and whereas those that didn't accept it might lose their product. And so the idea is to actually divide union members
Right.
in the so-called thought that they're going to save their jobs, but what they really are doing is breaking their union up, which is the reason they even have the benefits they got.
Exactly.
Thank you, whipsawing that, not whiplash.
Exactly.
Okay, so, so they offered, well, what would seem like big bucks, and exactly what you described about how the end result is not as much money as people think it is. And then when they added in the difference in insurance, were there other elements of things that also were gonna get cut? So it was like the big money sort of was supposed to be a blanket that hid
Well, what they
all
want,
the other stuff?
what they also want to do is remove themselves from paying into the pension, and instead have us put it into a 401k, which everybody knows that's governed by the stock market. So it can up, down, you could lose everything.
What's the difference between a defined benefit plan and a 401k where you're just playing the stock market?
Well,
It's Russian roulette,
right,
frankly.
exactly. But at least we know with the pension, it's more guaranteed. Anything can happen, but it's more guaranteed than the stock market. So with that, you know, we've been trying to tell our workers that there's no guarantee that if they put it into the 401k that your money's going to be there. That's been the whole thing. So you know, that's been part of also their threatening tactics. As if you don't take this, we're going to take this off the table. If you don't take this by a certain time, we're taking this off the table. You know, so they've been doing certain little threatening tactics. But you know, back like we said, you know, our international's been making the best decision for everybody as a whole body, not just one local. And you know, they've been negotiating our contract since 1943 when we became into existence.
So can you tell us the story about where Mexico comes in to the equation?
Mexico comes into the equation where Mondelez built 2 plants. They got one in Monterrey, Mexico, and they have one in Salinas, Mexico. Workers over in Salinas, in Monterrey, and they have one in India. And the other plant is called Brahima, excuse me for the mispronunciation. But anyway, over there they only pay workers like $1.50 an hour, and there's no laws for food safety, no OSHA laws, no
Making the same products.
making the same products. You know, there's no
And shipping back.
right back here want the workers here to in return buy them and pay the same price.
Right.
You
I
know?
noticed that in the store, because 2 years ago, when the Chicago plant, which I can't remember exactly how many years it had been there, but it was a staple in this community,
Right.
with hundreds
On
of
the west side, as I remember, yeah.
you know, so it was a job that was in the city.
Mhm.
It was a union job in the city. People had worked there for years, and then other family members worked there. So it was a very close-knit kind of workforce. And that Mondelez, as you mentioned, took that work and moved it to a plant in Mexico where they pay people so little, and shipped the same cookies back, Oreo cookies, back to the United States. You'll find on your grocery shelf at the same price when they were paying workers a living wage with benefits.
Right, and though that cost about 600 workers out of the Chicago plant their jobs. And in return, the company at first wanted them to take $46 million annual concessions and perpetuity, something that the company had never asked any of their other Mondelez plants that are even not union to take. So these are the type of accusations that they have been doing to some of our facilities as well.
Okay, so I don't know, when people drive by the plant on Murphy Avenue, is that Murphy Avenue?
Murphy Avenue.
Do they, the people in the community work there, or is it a broader geographic spread of where workers come from?
It has become a broader geographic, but we have a lot of workers, you know, right around Sylvan Road, Cleveland Avenue, Campbellton, Camp Creek, you name it, that works at the plant, and also surrounding areas, Spalding, Conyers, Fayetteville, Peachtree City, that comes and work there as well.
So at this moment, you would say that they are not threatening you all with shutting the plant down? They're just sort of trying to, I don't know, bribe folks with a big dollar amount to accept what really would be big changes, negative changes to the contract.
Right. A lot of negative changes to the contract. At the end of the day, you're going to end up taking a cut in pay if you really look at it, because they're going to raise the $3,000 a month, the $3,000 deductible or $1,200 deductible. That's coming out your pocket. You know, so you're going to be paying that. So it's going to be still, if you look at a cut in pay. Cut in pay going to mean, you know, a lot of people not going to be able to make the same living that they were living. Cost of living is going up. Everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when you gotta try to pay $3,000 deductible, and you got young kids and single mothers, and there's even some single fathers out there. There are a few of them. You know, it really hurts the community. It hurts the churches in the community as well.
There's a ripple effect.
It's a ripple effect. You know, we feel some of it from even Chicago Bakery. You know, what happened to them, we feel that, because, you know, the same thing can still happen to us. There's no guarantee that if they wiped out 600 workers out of Chicago, it's only 400 BCT GM union members here in Atlanta. That'll completely wipe out the facility that's been there since 1943.
So what can consumers, our audience, what can we do about this situation to support the workers?
Well, what we've been asking people in the community, we've even been to several churches in the community, Liberty International, which is great fans. We've been to another church, Light of the World Church in East Point, Pastor Martin Jakes, and several others in the community. And we've been asking them if they would look at the code dates. There, if you see two letters, abbreviation MM and SM, Monterrey, Mexico, and the SM is for Salinas, Mexico.
Okay, so if you're picking up a package, and is it near the barcode? Where would you find
It will
that?
be normally on the top where you open it at. You'll see the code date, which is the expiration date,
Okay.
and it'll give an abbreviation of MM for Monterrey, Mexico, or SM for Salinas, Mexico.
So at the moment, it's Oreo cookies and what else at these two plants?
Oreos, Chip Ahoy's, and I do believe Fig Newtons left some years ago as well. Basically, you really have to look at a lot of the so-called Nabisco labels that you see, because they are making some other that we're finding out as well.
So when you're going to the churches, you're trying to educate the community so they know where their food is coming from.
Right.
And the conditions that the workers are under that are producing this food.
Exactly. Because we try to let them know that, you know, we want to support American workers, and we want to support union workers. We want to keep our jobs here, not send them overseas. Because I'm sure work that's overseas, they would do the same thing, would try to protect their own jobs to stay in their overseas country. But we just want to protect our jobs here in America, to keep our American, everyday working man and woman a job to support their family. That's all we want to do.
I think the other thing is that it's kind of the same situation for the Mexican workers who are laboring under this same kind of non-union. There's probably very little contractual rights that they have in terms of anything, holidays, pension, sick pay, and obviously decent wages.
Health and safety.
Health
Right,
and
well, you
safety
know,
issues.
over there, they
So-
don't have any there's no contract. You know, there's no contract, there's no, laws of like, working conditions, there's no laws of food safety. We've even heard about bad water over there. There's no laws of environmental safety or anything of that nature.
So I think the thing that about these corporations, such as Mondelez, but certainly not only, who seek out other very poor workers and then have them so incredibly exploited, and at the same time deprive people in the United States that have fought for decades to win certain rights and standards of living, and it be all for increasing the profits of a company that I read already makes billions of dollars.
Right. The previous CEO, Irene Rosenfield, which she's retired here recently, she made over 180 million something dollars, I think in like 1 year, along with giving herself like a $32 million bonus as well. You know, and when you look at what American workers make, you know, our cost of living is high over here, but they would rather pay workers over there whose working living wages are already bad, pay them $1.50 an hour so they can get around all the laws that America has, and they can take that extra money and profit into their pockets, into their shareholders' pocket.
Right.
You know, and then here after a while, if they keep doing that, American workers can't even afford to buy the cookies. So to me, it's crazy when after a while what you're doing is unemployed and destroying your own American workers' pockets. So he can't even afford to really keep money back into the corporation's pocket.
Right. So we are back with Darrell Lane of the Bakers Union here in Atlanta. He's president of the local that works at the Murphy Avenue plant making crackers.
Exactly.
We all love crackers. So Darrell, in the last few minutes that we have, if there are people who really want to find out more about this corporation, because as I said, the list of products that they own and produce is extraordinary. It's everything from beverages and cookies and food and gum
And they used to be Kraft,
and a bunch of other companies.
Nabisco.
merged.
Right. Kraft bought and merged with Nabisco and changed our name in 2012.
Got it.
Yeah, so it was on the website and I was on Wikipedia, and I couldn't believe the number of this company was bought by this company, was bought by this
Right.
company, and it shows the incredible growth of monopolization of so many things that are under the umbrella of one company that makes billions of dollars. So, Darrell, you were going to let our listeners know about where they could find out more information about not just this one struggle that you're having, but the whole story.
The listeners can go to the bctgm.org website, and you can go on and sign the petition that you're in support of helping us in our fight to keep American jobs here in the American in America, to support our everyday working families, and also many churches and different faith-based can go on there to sign the petition that they're in support as well, which we've been going to the different churches as well and getting pastors and preachers to sign on as well. So that's the way that the community can help us as well.
Say those initials again slowly.
MM for Monterrey, Mexico, and SM for Salinas, Mexico.
When you're looking at the package, but if you're going to the website, it's
bctgm.org.
Got it. All right, thank
And
you.
can you, you'll be giving us updates? We're also trying to get this contract ratified or negotiated.
Right, yes, I'll be giving updates also at the Atlanta Labor Council, which I see Diane a lot. And any more information that comes out, I'll definitely contact WRFG to let the community know about it.
Thank you so much.